Hi Queens, so today we're going to talk about the freedom to get out of a third party, and I think this is one of the popular videos, and I wanted to make sure that I'm following up some of the requirements, or you guys have some questions and I'm able to answer that here. That being said, stay tuned. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology, neuroscience, and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. And today we're going to be talking about the freedom of getting out of a third party. And it could be a third party that you put yourself into, or a party that you didn't know that you were a third party. Let's put it that way. That being said, it is a very difficult time and a very challenging time within yourself if you were put in a position that you didn't know the other person was in a relationship, or you found out there is another person in the relationship and that you didn't know. So that being said, what's really important is be able to confront some of the information that you know so that they are aware that this is something that feels really uncomfortable for you. Having an honest communication within yourself and not having a terrorizing communication where your animal instincts start to tap in. This is not a really healthy way if you are wanting to communicate, because you're living in terror. And when you're living in terror and you make this habit, it is not a very healthy in the long run if you decide to have kids, because maybe one day your kids will talk to you like that. And I don't think it's an acceptable way as a human being. Let's treat each other in kindness and deserving as a human being if we can help ourselves. That being said, I do have a wonderful membership group as well, and that's the Super Queen membership. And this really can practice some of the transactional analysis and practicing some of the ego state as well. And as well, you can be part of a great supportive woman as well, where we can support each other. So that being said, let's continue on when we talk about third parties. Third parties never is a good situation in general. For whatever reason, they decide to explore outside the relationship for whatever reason, and they were dishonest about it, and you either caught them over text message or whatsoever. Like I was mentioning about this, I think we need to go and have a conversation how this makes you feel. So how does this make you feel in general? Like, be honest with your own first feeling, not the terror, not the anger, not, you crying hysterically. It's all about, like, how can you put it in words? How did that make you feel? Does it make you feel sad when you found out with this? It makes you so uncomfortable about this. And what do you want to do about it as well, if you want to continue on this relationship or the type of relationship? But this is a very common thing that a lot of women in general, they go through premature monogamy. I made a video on this. Please do watch that video, because I go in depth about what premature monogamy is. So that means being exclusive before they actually said, yeah, we're an exclusive. It's implied. You don't want to be implied. This is a monogamous relationship. I think it's what you really need to be very clear within your mind, especially, is the fact that if you are not in a monogamous relationship, you have every right to say this how you feel about being with this person. Versus with, if it's not worth the relationship, I honestly recommend you always be dating people until one of you decided, say, I really want to be in a monogamous relationship with you, and having that discussion if this is the case. So I think a lot of people are mixing up like being a third party when they are having a premature monogamy. We have a solution down below. But however, if you decide to want to free yourself up, which is really important when it comes to self-worth here. When it comes to self-worth, if you find out you're in a third-party position, this is an opportunity to say, where does our relationship stand? Are we going towards the same situation? or this is going to be a continuous thing. And there is trust that is broken. Definitely there is trust has been broken in the relationship. And it's never is a good position in general to be in that. What I would recommend is really facing up with your partner, make an appointment, of course, and have that clear discussion. Where are we going with our relationship? And it has to do finding happiness within themselves or about the relationship. Most of the time that I have noticed that people come to my office, I have noticed that when the relationship is no longer is considered to be their form of happiness and they try to find it elsewhere. But what the truth of the matter is finding happiness within ourselves. This is the reason why I stress so much about finding your own happiness, and you find somebody else is also has the equally same kind of concept of they are equally happy and they're contributing towards the relationship. In a relationship in general, there's no me and myself and I. It's all about the we. What can we do to make both of us feel better in the situation? There's no more about I. Like there's no, if you're in the I team, then this is probably a video that you're not ready for then. In a relationship in general, it's about we. What can we do to make the situation better? What can we do to make this relationship work? So that's a really key word that I really want to stress here. I also want to stress out the few words about should, ought, and could. You know, those are the words we shoulda, coulda. It's not really strong in a communication. Maybe change up the word I want, and I want comes into a negotiation. It is a negotiation word, and I feel it tends to be words that it's like what I experience, and you cannot take anybody's experience away. There is a reason why gaslighting was so popular, is because you can't really take people's experience away, and you can't say like, well, I don't think that's how you should feel. Again, feeling is definitely an experience in general. So this is how you feel. And anything, if instead of getting angry and mad, and if you're a masculine energy, I want you to be more curious of why your feminine energy feels this way, because that will give you some experience or some insight. Is actually the key word. Some insight will help you narrow down a lot of her no's so that you land into her yes. So be more curious in that way. Yeah, so the freedom of getting out of the third party, this is where when you reflect on the 5 non-negotiable list, if you don't know what that is, please do watch our video 5 non-negotiable lists. And this will indicate clearly what is going to be a deal breaker for you. And when this deal breaker comes in, you are going to say, this is the relationship I no longer is serving me. It's no longer creating growth for me. And I have so many signs about relationship wherein, you know, is the relationship is considered fizzing out and it's no longer fun for you. There's no growth in it anymore. So that being said, I want to be able to conclude my video today. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment down below. Obviously, and I want you to share about your experience, so that feel free to write that and what you have found out being in a third party, because I also want to mention one thing here. I know that when somebody's in a third party, they end up not choosing any of them. So if this is true for yourself, that you actually walked away from 2 people, regardless of what you guys had or didn't have. All right, so otherwise, if there's a way, if there's a will, there is a way. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video or the membership. Okay, bye now. Glad you enjoyed the contents. Give me a like and share and subscribe. The bell button might be helpful. Did you get a chance to check out my Super Queen membership? Because we go into deep dive of your love life and maybe use some practice and connect with other heart-centered queen as well. Join us. The link is in the description. I got over 300 videos on this channel, and I think I picked the next one is right for you. So see you there.